What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Jared. Y'all, tonight is gonna be one of them nights that we'll have an honest conversation here. I know I did a goofy ass live stream yesterday. Well, not live stream. I did a goofy bunch of goofy videos yesterday. Sorry about that. I was having fun with it. But tonight's gonna be kind of on a serious note due to the fact that this is something that really needs to be talked about, and it's gonna come from not Password Bro, OG, but it's gonna come from Anchor Guy again. Now, he's reviewing the video, and also we're gonna have an honest conversation here tonight. I'm feeling up to it tonight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna get make sure. Okay. We're gonna get to this because this is an honest conversation that needs to be had. Again, hello everybody that's actually watching this video. But let's watch the video and have that conversation.
Guy here, and women are filled with fear and anxiety as they face homelessness. So women are filled with fear and anxiety as they face homelessness. Guys, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the article, and then we also have a video for you. So just to get started off, Americans are doom spending. Here's why that's a problem. Nearly all Americans are concerned about the current state of the economy. Still, many continue to spend more and save less. Doom spending may be one way to cope with stress as economic fears mount. However, it comes at the expense of your financial well-being. And so consumer spending has remained remarkably resilient in the face of some stiff economic headwinds. Nearly all Americans, 96%, that's massive, are concerned about the current state of the economy, according to a recent report by Intuit Credit Karma. Love Credit Karma. Maybe I should just get a sponsorship or affiliate, right? So still, more than a quarter are doom spending or spending money despite economic and geopolitical concerns, the report found. Even as inflation and high interest rates have squeezed budgets, a record 200.
Fair use. I do not owe any of the copyrights to this video. I'm simply using this as informational content. Let's get it.
100 million shoppers turned out between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, according to the National Retail Federation. This season, holiday spending, this is insane. Holiday spending is expected to reach record levels totaling up to $966.6 billion. Guys, almost $1 trillion in just holiday spending, not total year spending. Almost $1 trillion in just holiday spending this year. So people are basically like doom spending right now. That's the exact term for it. You know, more than a quarter are doom spending. And much like doom scrolling, we're seeing people mindlessly shop to soothe concerns about the economy and foreign affairs, which could take a toll on their financial well-being, said Courtney Alev, Credit Karma's consumer financial advocate. Even as credit card debt tops $1 trillion, Gen Z and millennials are particularly susceptible to this mindset. Other reports show. Rather than cut expenses, 73% of Gen Z idiots, say they would rather live in the moment. Oh my gosh, guys, these guys, 73% would rather live in the moment.
I'm gonna just pause it right here for a minute. And it's sad to say about my generation. A lot of my generation, they're idiots. I'm saying it, he's saying it. A lot of my generation is a bunch of stupid ass idiots. Now, let's continue before I go in.
Oh gosh. A recent prosperity index study by Intuit found high inflation has made it particularly hard for those just starting out. More than half, or 53% of Gen Zers, said the increased cost of living is a barrier to their financial success, according to a separate survey from Bank of America.
53% of my generation says that the increased cost of living is a barrier to their financial success. I do somewhat agree with that, but the problem is a lot of my generation's a bunch of stupid asses and don't want to actually do anything. I'm gonna let him go on for the next possibly 5-10 minutes because I believe that he's gonna say a lot more out of this shit than just that. Yeah. So about 10 minutes 53 seconds. Okay, so let's get it.
We also have this video, as you can see, because this is particularly affecting heavily young women. NYU professor Susie Welch on lazy girl job trend, and it's a strong desire to avoid anxiety at all costs. Let's go ahead and jump into this.
Goodbye, quiet quitting. Hello, lazy girl jobs. That is the name of the latest Gen Z career trend that's going viral on TikTok. The movement opts for low-stress jobs that favor more work-life balance. Susie Welch explores the factors behind this new career path in her latest op-ed for the Wall Street Journal. And joining us right now is NYU Stern School of Business professor Susie Welch. Susie, welcome. It's great to have you on set.
Thank you so much.
All right, this is one I had not heard of until you wrote this op-ed. What is it?
I had not heard of it either until it was brought to my attention by my students and others. And it's a trend and quite a popular one on TikTok, where a life coach, it started with a 20-something life coach, so self-described, advocated for young women, in this case, to take jobs, low stress, 60 to 80K, where you can just check in, kind of mentally do very little, and then clock out and collect your paycheck, and then spend the majority of your life focusing on what's happening outside of work and becoming amazing humans. And I saw this, and probably maybe my head did not explode the way Joe's might have, but I
issue with it.
Yeah, well, it's more of what I've been hearing, which is this. For me, it wasn't so much the word lazy. I think that they don't want to be lazy so much as what I generally experience from Gen Z, which is this strong desire to avoid anxiety.
Ma'am, first of all, these broads want to be lazy. They don't want to pick up no pen, write some shit down. They don't want to nothing. These broads want to be lazy as fuck. Stop it. I'll just slap your hand. Stop it. And then let me rewind this back because you said something again.
Hearing, which is this, for me, it wasn't so much the word lazy. I think that they don't want to be lazy so much as what I generally experience from Gen Z, which is this strong desire to avoid anxiety.
And anxiety. Ma'am, I don't think you realize that, yes, anxiety is a very big thing out here nowadays due to instabilities among people of my age. What you don't realize is a lot of these kids nowadays, especially people of my generation, they've been coddled. They've had the silver spoon in their mouth. They've had everything handed to them, and they have never had to work for anything. I, on the other hand, have had to work for a lot of the shit that I get. I started working at fucking 15, 16. Yeah, I've been working. I had to pay for everything I get. On top of that, I was helping in the church before I even was allowed to work. Was allowed legal age to work. Well, before I was legal age to work. So I've been working. None of these kids have ever been told no. None of these kids have ever been told to get your ass up and go get a job. A J-O-B, a damn job. Yeah, I'm going today. Yeah, we got them go.
Any cause. A psychiatrist who specializes in Gen Z anxiety and say, what's going on here? And what the phenomenon is this overwhelming desire to not feel discomfort, and that includes in your career. I
That's some bullshit.
know. I mean, and my argument.
I understand it.
I mean, I don't want to feel it either.
I don't either.
But my argument to my students is, okay, well, sort of, you call it anxiety. Could it just be where you have a lot of trade-offs? And look, anxiety disorder is real.
Bitch, no, it's not. Yes, it's one of the fake ass disorders that y'all love to fucking tout, talking about. Oh, these kids are so stressed out. Motherfucker, these kids have never had to deal with anything real in their lives. You got motherfuckers over here saying that they're women and they're men. That's a red fucking flag. I ain't even gonna get on that, but I'm just saying.
Well, that is a true condition that is puts people in hospitals. It needs to be medicated. I understand we're not talking about anxiety disorder, but this is the general zeitgeist around everything that makes you vaguely uncomfortable allows you to say, I have anxiety. Remember, in Barbie, the first human emotion that Barbie feels, I don't know if you've seen it yet, highly recommend. The first human emotion Barbie feels is anxiety.
Why the fuck are we quoting a fucking retarded ass movie? Ma'am, you just said you recommend seeing that filth. I watched it and it was trash. You got kid over here crying like a bitch. Nick motherfucker grow some nuts. Ooh, that man pissed me off when he was fucking crying and moaning and shit, talking about love me. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Y'all want to feminize men, but then when you get a feminine ass dude, you want to be like, he's too feminine. Yeah, okay, stop with the fucking lying and shit that y'all keep doing, because apparently a lot of y'all don't realize that this conditioning that y'all doing to these young men, that's the reason why there's not a lot of quote unquote masculine men out there. Reason why is because y'all asses love to sit here and say we want emotionally intelligent men, but then turn around, your ass ain't even emotionally intelligent. How that work?
Is walking and becoming a human, and she says, I feel fear with no object. And somebody pops up behind her and says, that's just anxiety. Don't worry, we all have it. And it's like, do we all have it? Well, maybe.
Well, okay, but you think part of this is our parenting to blame for what's happened here. We've made it too
damn Skippy.
easy for these kids their whole lives and not let them feel any of the
Well,
stressors.
I wish it wasn't true, but when I was speaking to Dr. Jen Sotsky, who's the psychiatrist, I said, how did this happen? And she said, well, think about the parenting. And I am one of those parents who you work very hard to keep discomfort or anything that's hard out of your kids' lives. It's
Or
with the
failure,
best.
you jump in to help out.
Best intentions. We love them so much. And
Yet best intentions can yield the worst outcomes. Look at T.I. and Tiny's son, King. He turned out to be a fuck up, and he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. This nigga talking about, I wish I never grew up in inside of the gates, or some shit like that. Karina, she did a video on it, talking about, I wish I never grew up like this. Talking about he wish he grew up in the streets. Motherfucker, your ass can handle the streets. I can't even handle the streets, and I know niggas in the streets. Nah, B, you don't want that shit.
And we try to keep them from feeling terrible, bad things. And then what happens is they get no practice with anxiety. And anxiety is something that when you've done it a few times, you think, oh, it doesn't kill me. I can go on. I can do hard things.
What are you talking about? Ma'am, like you said in the whole supposed Barbie movie, the fucking retarded ass movie named Barbie, you said anxiety was the first thing that a lot of that Barbie felt when she got into the real world. Well, ma'am, anxiety is a very normal part of life. Even as a young kid, we feel anxiety about a lot of things. We have anxiety about going to school, going to a new place, new people coming around us, our family. There's a lot of anxiety. So what are you talking about? Oh, this is the definition of you got too much education, you stupid as fuck. This is the definition of that.
But what you get is a bunch of 20-somethings who have never really had to make hard decisions or do very hard things. And then when they start to feel it, they're like, ow, ow, I want to run away.
Can I
Ow, ow, get your ass back here and deal with it.
add something else to
Yes.
the pot, though? I was thinking a lot about this since I read the op-ed. How much of it is because these kids lived through the pandemic, and all of us made life reassessments during the pandemic?
Ma'am, when the pandemic started back in 2020, I just got my first apartment and was working at my other job. When I got furloughed, I got unemployment. But the thing is, I was still working. I was still trying to go out there and work. Let's just continue before I start.
Where we were thinking, wow, is this what I want to spend my time and focus on? And how much do you miss being home with the family and spending that time with them? We kind of went through that. Is it worth the trade-off?
I think it's actually, with the younger generation, we were making different thoughts about, I think our generation was saying, wait, being at home with the family is kind of great. You know, maybe I should do more of this. I think with them, the pandemic brought into their lives a lot of uncertainty. A lot of the routine school sort of vanished, and they did feel discomfort with it. So what they're trying to do is not feel more discomfort, because that was a 2-3 year period where there was just no visibility.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, there was a lot of uncomfortability for about 3 years, but the thing about it is this too. Yes, there was no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's still no light at the end of the tunnel. Look at the way that the housing market is. Look at the way how much cars cost. Look at the way that the interest rates keeps going up. Look at the way that a lot of food prices keep going up. Look at the rate of price of gas. Look at all the shit that's going on. There's still no light at the end of the tunnel. What you just said disproved your own claim. And then also what you need to realize is too. I'm pretty sure you're a Gen Xer. You're in a totally different stage of your life, ma'am. You're in a totally different stage of your life. Problem is, you're more established than these women out here nowadays, and than these women nowadays, especially my generation. You have a career, probably making $150,000 plus. These women are still working at Burger King, either working at Burger King or doing some type of stupid ass job that's going to be taken over by AI pretty soon. Ma'am, let me let you finish.
And they want not to have that feeling of floating in the miasma. I don't know if it's so much about that. I also think, and I felt this with fun employment, another trend that I wrote about, that there's a little nihilism going on, which is the whole world's going to end anyway with climate change, and
Okay, I can't let you get through this one. Fun employment. I'm sorry. Employment means work. Work is not fun. You got to work to maintain your life. You got to work to maintain your lifestyle. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. There's no getting around it. Nobody's going to hand you money for free. Nobody's going to hand you money for free. No labor. You're going to have to work for that fucking money. There's no just sitting on your ass, just collecting a paycheck, sipping martinis like this chick on damn TikTok talking about what I do at Twitter all day or Google all day. And she's over there writing a couple damn letters, attending the meeting, and not fucking walking around Google headquarters like a fucking bump on a log, just not doing shit. Collecting $150,000 a year. Doing absolutely nothing. So, excuse me with that bull.
never going to make it. So why would I invest in a long-term future? Why?
Because when you die, or because when you get old and your ass can't work, who gonna take care of you?
Would I play the long game?
That's
Why
the
would
downside to all the hysteria. It's ludicrous. because the world's not ending, as we know. And we've had it. I can go back and give you the predictions in the 90s, the aughts, and after.
I
for
don't know.
the
I
same
just saw
thing.
Oppenheimer. I'm a little less.
That
I'm
you got
a
a
little
much
more
better
concerned.
chance of ending that way.
This
I'll
is,
tell you
you
that
know,
much.
the
But
delay.
Susie, there's
Sure, the world gonna end for y'all because y'all white. Before the world ends, the world has to heat up. And then carbon dioxide has to fill the sky. It has to block out the sun's. Well, I'm way too tired to fucking damn explain that shit. Carbon dioxide, a lot of carbon dioxide in the air, keeps the sun's heat trapped inside the Earth's atmosphere, causing the Earth's surface temperature to rise, which kills off all life. Then there'll be like there'll be an age where the Earth rapidly gets cold and shit. And then you have the damn ice age and all that shit. I ain't even gonna get into it. That's probably not how it even goes, but still, don't care. Ma'am, stop it.
times when I say, wow, it's a pain getting old, right?
Yeah.
What are the alternatives? I mean, it's a pain with getting anxiety when you're living your life, but the alternatives are not living your life. I mean, it's just a fact of the matter. And maybe I have tried to spare my kids. I hope they've never had a bad day,
Right.
neither one of them, in their entire life. Am I wrong to do that? Do they need to be at the school of hard knocks at some
I think
point?
that probably the answer is yes. Look, I did the same thing, Joe. I mean, I tried to help my kids and keep them from anything. Although my kids, after this article appeared, all have informed me that they experienced plenty of anxiety, despite my
Right.
best efforts.
Right.
That they Mom. But I would say that we did it because we love them. And I think maybe there should be a swing back in parenting to say, guess what? You're going to feel anxiety. That's actually good
Yeah.
for you. It's going to help you in the long run, and
Problem is, you can't swing back as a parent and say, you're going to deal with anxiety. You're going to deal with all this anxiety. You can't do that when they turn 21. Let alone outside of your house. You can't tell them that. They're already going to experience that. You got motherfuckers that's literally in a fucking room all day on fucking video games. Not even interacting in the world. You have that going on. And you're talking about you're going to come in and say, well, you're going to feel anxiety. Man, you are a failure as a parent if you didn't teach your kids that anxiety is a normal part of life. The thing is, you have to teach them how to navigate that anxiety. That's the problem that a lot of parents fail at. A lot of parents is like, get over it, you'll be fine. They don't show you an out. They don't show you a way to actually deal with the anxiety, a way to problem solve that anxiety feeling. You have to be left to your own devices. That's what a lot of parents don't teach. Teach your kids how to deal with anxiety so that they can prosper in the world. That's the problem. A lot of kids have anxiety nowadays because parents never taught their kids how to actually navigate that anxiety. They're nervous. They're scared to do shit. They're scared to go out in the world and fucking experience shit. And then you have those helicopter parents that's like, oh, don't go out, don't do this, don't do that. No, ma'am, you need to teach your kid to fucking be a woman or a man. You have to teach your sons to be out here go get it. The go-getters. You got to teach them how to be a go-getter instead of being if it happens, it happens. I'm going to just hope and pray and manifest some bullshit that don't even work. If you want to supposedly, quote-unquote, manifest some shit, what needs to happen is you need to teach them how to actually go for their goals instead of trying to, quote-unquote, manifest. If you do the work, it comes true. You can't just hope and pray that something's gonna magically manifest in front of your face. I'm trying to manifest a fucking Koenigsegg Jesko in my fucking front yard in a house that's $2.5 million. But you know what? I'm having to work for all my shit. I can't just say go to the Koenigsegg dealership, say I manifest $4.5 million in your bank account so I can get my car. That ain't how that shit go. If I go on the Koenigsegg dealership right now, If I go into a Koenigsegg dealership right now, build my car, Koenigsegg Jesko Attack with carbon, with exposed carbon with a dark tint finish, with carbon fiber wheels and black interior, and I want it done. They're gonna say, okay, what's your payment? Then I'm say, I'm manifesting you $4.5 million into your bank account so I can actually get my car. The sales manager, the salesperson, and everybody in the dealership gonna look at me crazy as hell talking about, dude, get the fuck out of here. We're not doing this for you. Get the fuck out. Go out there and bring me my $4.5 million plus tax, which is probably gonna be $5 million. Bring it back and we'll put the deal through to Koenigsegg so they can build your car. Other than that, get the fuck out of here, you clown. That's how that shit's gonna go. So manifesting and all that shit, stop.
Maybe real world anxiety might be preferable to the horrible anxiety that they must get on social media.
Yes, and social media plays a huge role in
that's where the anxiety is. Go out in the world.
Look,
the anxiety is not as bad.
This may self-correct anyway, because what's going to happen is eventually people are going to react to just being bored. Okay, so
ma'am, this ain't gonna self-correct. It's gonna get worse. You are really fucking delusional. Ma'am, this ain't gonna self-correct. This ain't gonna self-correct. Society is declining. The birth rates are down. You have illegal immigrants flooding into the country. You've got men flying out of this country and becoming passport bros. You have all this shit going on, and you're talking about anxiety and all this shit. Talking about it's going to self-correct because it's going to result to being bored. You're not seeing the red flags all over the fucking wall. The wall of the fucking side of the whole side of the White House is painted red right now because of all the red flags. Matter of fact, the whole entire side of the Empire State Building is red because of that shit. Ma'am, you're not understanding. Oh my Jesus. Delusional people. Here we frippin' go.
if you sort of choose to opt out of everything so that you're not feeling anxiety.
Yeah, you're not talking about just making money. You're talking about mental challenge.
Yeah, like you have to be mentally and emotionally stimulated. If you keep on trying to protect yourself and insulate yourself to the point where, you know, all anxiety is out of your life, are you even living?
What do you think men are starting to do?
I mean, are you even experiencing the great joy? I mean, think about a startup. When you take part in a startup, I ran a startup for a few years. I didn't sleep for the 4 years I was doing it, but it was the most fun thing I've ever done. It was the most anxiety producing, but it was a stress.
Again, ma'am, you're not, these kids nowadays aren't built like you.
Stressful, I should say, because anxiety is really a serious condition. But I would advise everybody to do it. I'd say take a hard job, and maybe the pendulum will swing back when they experience the consequences of this kind of life. 40 hours a week to just clock in and clock out. That's a lot of hours of your life.
The worst jobs I've ever.
Okay, now she's just talking stupid. So I'm gonna bring it back for me. Shout out to Angry Guy. Follow his channel. So let me get over here. What's up? I hate Google. Dude, you stupid. What's up? I hate Google. I love spending. I love doom spending. Whoever is spending like that, there's no tomorrow. Is right, because they won't tomorrow. You're right. Bad news is all by design. Good news, artificial intelligence is going to save the day. But yeah, the bigger thing, theory is obsolete now. Accepted. Is that all a scam, including pork chops? Hector, you full of shit. You full of shit. Hector, you full of shit, and you know it. Boy, you stupid. So, y'all hear all this gobbledygook and crap. What a lot of these people ain't telling you is that they know they failed. Let me see something here. They know they failed. Let me see something. Okay, cool. Now, she was talking about, before I cut it off, she was talking about how the pendulum will swing the other way, and they'll work, and they'll see the consequences of their actions by, doing all this and that. Hector, you ain't you full of shit. But oh fuck. Oh man, oh boy, you full of shit. Oh man. So she was talking about how 40 hours a week is a long time, and kids will probably most likely work that. What she's not seeing, because she's probably too smart for her own good, which is cool, but she's dumb when it comes to actually seeing what's going on in the real world. What's really going on is a lot of men and a lot of women have seen what's going on with their predecessors, their elders. They're seeing all these elders working all this time, money going out of the fucking, money going to migrants and shit, money going all over the fucking place, and seeing that there's not going to be anything left for them when they retire. So basically, you're working all this time, put money into a system that's not going to pay you out in the end. Not going to reward you for your 40 plus years of hard work and labor. They're starting to see that a lot of these companies aren't worth working for 10, 20, 40, 30, 40 years. A lot of these kids nowadays aren't even wanting to work for a company. They're wanting to do their own thing. We're in the age of easy money. Now, what I mean by easy money is, there's so many different ways to make money online. The internet has become a money highway. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Rumble, Patreon, all these different companies that will pay you to build an audience, to bring eyes and ears to your platform, to put out your own content. Those are going to be the ways that money is going to be made the easiest way. And the reason why is because your eyeballs are dollars. Your eyeballs are dollars. However many people you get watching you, and if you build a loyal follow base, that's what's going to be able to pay you millions, or hell, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And a lot of kids nowadays are seeing that. They're seeing YouTubers get these sponsorships with YouTube, or different companies building, doing crazy builds, like either car builds, gun builds, like Holy on the War, and a lot of those guys in the gun community. You got a lot of guys over here wanting to go out here and build cars and go and get sponsorships from banks, Power Driven Diesel, all these different guys that are building podcasts, talking about car industry and weapons industry. And then you also have the guys talking about red pill stuff. Then you have the guys talking about passports and traveling, them getting sponsorships through different companies doing that. There's so many different ways to make money. It's so many easy ways to make money nowadays. And the problem is, a lot of the kids nowadays are seeing this. See, Gen Xers and a lot of the older millennials, they only see things through working hard, going to a 9 to 5 job, putting back-breaking work in, and putting in that time and effort, putting in that work. But what's happening is a lot of these kids nowadays are seeing all this money being transferred over to content creation. Content creation has become a skill that's going to be paying out hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. 2-3 years ago, it was programming. Get into the IT field, get into the IT space. Boom, bam, bing. You got all this money that can be thrown at you if you learn a certain skill set, if you learn how to code, if you learn how to code AI, if you learn how to map AI's neural pathways, how to do all this shit. That was it 2-3 years ago. Now it's on content creation. Now you have AIs coming in nowadays where their AIs is actually creating memes about the Password Bros, because that's a hot topic right now. You have all this stuff going on, and yet said people are still on the fact of the matter is saying work, 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 work. So it's causing a lot of this shit. And then on top of this, you're seeing a lot of women nowadays post about themselves, their bodies, and getting sponsorships from Fashion Nova and all these different other companies. Fenty, Fashion Nova, a lot of these other companies. Nike even. And a lot of these women are seeing all these different BBLs and all this stuff, and these women are making money, getting fucking clowns to fucking pay for their damn OnlyFans subscription. And then they're making money off of it. So, of course, it's going to be a lazy girl era. But the problem is their industry is not a valuable industry, because you got an 18-year-old you got a girl turning 18 every fucking day, and a lot of them girls are gonna go to OnlyFans to try to make a quick buck. So that market is getting flooded. We're seeing women from 18 and up go to that particular space in that particular part of the internet, and them wanting to do that when there's other ways to make money. Their anxiety is going to lead them down the path of exposing themselves for profit, but it's not going to even be worth it. Men, what you have to realize is this. As men, they want to quote unquote say this world is built by us and for us. Meaning, they're looking at us because we built this world. So if something happens to where they're not making as much money, they're going to sit there and blame you. I've just told you that there are so many different ways to make money. So many different ways. They're focusing on a singular way, and that's causing them to spaz out. Gentlemen, get your passports. build your online presence, get people watching you so you can make bread. And leave the US. Leave these countries, because although I've just said this, a lot of these women are going to sit there and say, oh, you're being misogynist, you're being this and that. So they're going to completely miss the mark and miss the message. Then you're going to have the simps come over here and say, oh, he's hating on women. I can guarantee it. But I guess I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But anyways, I'm going to hop over here because I got to actually get up early in the morning to actually do something. But what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to do a part 2 to this. Hold on, what is that? Is a transition time from Cheesecake Factory to $1 stuff. Hector, you oh, you stupid mother. Hector, good night. I'm going to sleep. I ain't fucking with your ass tonight. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys later. Hector, you full of shit. I'll catch you tomorrow.